Hi guys, Saul Kirsch here with Double Alpha Academy, and this is the new Max holster body for the 1911-2011. This product took us a little longer to bring to market because we needed to introduce some adjustability features that were not previously necessary on the other model holsters. Now, there is a huge array of different 1911 and 2011 guns on the market. Some of them, like this STI 40, has a much higher, thicker dust cover, so the height from the top of the slide to the bottom is more than 2 millimeters more than you would have on a typical 1911 with no tactical rail. This is an airsoft 1911, and in between these are hundreds of different models of guns, and we really wanted to try and make one holster body fit all. And in order to do that, we introduced two new adjustability features that do not exist on the other Max bodies. The first is unlocked by releasing this screw over here, and that allows the locking mechanism to move up and down, effectively allowing you to position the ball rollers higher or lower so that when you have a wireframe trigger guard, like on the 1911, you can move them down to make contact with that very thin trigger guard. When you have a much thicker trigger guard, like on the 2011s, you can slide that up to get a perfect fit. The other adjustment that's required is the dimension inside front to back to compensate for the height difference. And that is achieved by unlocking this one screw over here, which releases an adjustable leaf spring. I'm not sure you can see that in there. That adjustable leaf spring can compress in and out to adjust the dimension of the holster front to back. And I want to show you how we set this up real quick for these two guns. Other than those two changes, the Max holster remains the same with the aluminum hanger, the adjustable ball joint, and all of the other great features that's been available for the other models. So how would I set up my 2011 STI? As I force this gun into the holster and push it in, the spring is being pushed back. The leaf spring, which is in there, is being pushed back to the ideal position where it wants to be. And in this position, I can just go ahead and tighten this screw right here. With the rollers loose to move up and down, I can make sure that they're pushing down to where they're making contact on the inside of the trigger guard right there. I can stand the holster up. It's a little best to do that. Push it down to where the rollers are making contact, and then tighten that side screw to keep that assembly in place. And that's it. This holster is now perfectly fit for this 2011 frame. You can see there's no wiggle in the gun. It's nice and secure. I can adjust the tension with the roller as with the other models. Perfect for this STI 2011. However, if I now grab my airsoft 1911, it's going to wiggle all over the place. There's too much room in the front here for the slide. There's way too much room here. There's not making contact with the trigger guard. This is no good. So I want to adjust this. I'll loosen up these two adjustment screws, the side and the rollers. Now I want to make sure that that spring inside is being pushed and making contact with the slide. To make sure that it's moved forward, you can use a coin or anything flat just to push in to make sure that it's there. It seems to be. So I'm happy with that. Again, these adjustments are easier to do with the holster standing upright. That's nicely pushed in. I'm going to tighten that down. The rollers, which can move up and down, need to be slid downwards now so that they make contact with that narrow wireframe trigger guard that we have in this gun. Tighten that side screw up. And we're done. We now have a perfectly solid fit for this gun, which 1 minute earlier was rocking all over the place in this holster. A perfect fit. If I tried now to seat my STI, it won't even fit in the holster. But it's a perfect fit for that airsoft 1911. One extra thing worth mentioning is that this little screw over here, which exists on all the Max holsters, is designed to close up the gap a little bit left to right, just in case you have some wiggle room on the gun. Be aware that if this screw is tightened down, it might restrict the movement of this leaf spring in and out. So if you're finding that you're loosening this screw and your leaf spring is not moving in and out the way you would expect, make sure that screw is open before you adjust the leaf spring, and then adjust that one down if you need to tighten it a little bit as the final step in your setup. So this is the new 1911-2011 Max holster body. It is adjustable through those two features, and that was a demonstration of how you can quickly adjust from one gun type to another. And this holster will work with all the 1911 2011s that we are aware of. So the new Max model for the 1911 2011 is available and shipping now from doublealpha.biz.